with a major acquisition and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Going over a comeback to AEW, Ringside News wrote that Penelope Ford is officially set to make her long-awaited return to the ring this Saturday on AEW Collision. Ford will face Robin Renegade in what will be her first match in 2 years, with her last in-ring appearance taking place in October 2022. Ford, known for her high-energy performances and athleticism, has been absent from AEW programming for an extended period, with fans eagerly awaiting her comeback. While her absence was not heavily discussed, speculation about injury-related recovery or personal time off circulated. Now, her reemergence adds excitement to AEW's women's division. The return of Penelope Ford highlights a stacked AEW Collision lineup, which also features some major matchups: Ricochet versus Lio Rush, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler versus Rush and Dralistico, and Penelope Ford versus Robin Renegade. Mentioning how his AEW return came together, Lio Rush noted on the company's Unrestricted podcast, "All the time and effort I put in showed me that AEW is where I want to be. It feels right now. I didn't know if I wanted AEW to be my home at first, but being back in the locker room and working with everyone again made me realize that this is the place for me." Going over an event for CMLL, Ringside News wrote that Aubrey Edwards will step into uncharted territory as she makes her CMLL debut at the Grand Prix de Amazonas on October 25th, 2024. During a surprising announcement during the CMLL Women's International Grand Prix press conference, it was confirmed that Edwards will officiate one of the biggest women's matches in Lucha Libre alongside La Vaquerita. The event will also feature prominent AEW talents, including Willow Nightingale and ROH Women's World Television Champion Red Velvet, who are set to compete in the prestigious Women's International Grand Prix match. This is not the first collaboration between CMLL and AEW officials. Earlier this year, Bryce Remsburg officiated matches during a CMLL show on March 29th, which saw AEW stars like Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Matt Sydal in action. Edwards' participation continues to strengthen AEW's growing presence in international wrestling promotions. With Edwards' reputation as one of AEW's most recognized referees, her inclusion in the event brings added star power and international intrigue to the Grand Prix de Amazonas. This crossover is expected to draw significant attention from fans of both AEW and CMLL, marking yet another milestone in the growing partnership between the promotions.
So, are you ready, babe?
Yeah.
3, 2, go.
I'm gonna have heartburn. I can't do it.
Drew was hard part. In Panama now.
I don't like it.
Asked asked about the return to Lilian Garcia to WWE as a ring announcer on Raw this week, Cody Rhodes told the Schmo Lilian Garcia is stepping back again. Lilia, beloved by WWE fans for so many years, is the perfect person to kind of take the baton and carry it for us. In that same interview, Cody Rhodes said this regarding plans for WrestleMania 41 and how it will surpass the previous WrestleMania event. That's the question every year with WrestleMania because the goal is always to top the year before. WrestleMania is like our Super Bowl. It's the beginning and the end of WWE's calendar year. It's the start, the reset, everything. With WrestleMania 40, we finished the story. So now going into WrestleMania 41, we have to raise the bar. Here's what I'll say without giving too much away. I think what happens at WrestleMania 41 won't align with a lot of the rumors out there. It'll be more unexpected and without a doubt it will top WrestleMania 40. Giving a possible reason as to why Chris Jericho defeated Mark Briscoe on AEW Dynamite this week for the Ring of Honor World title, Dave Meltzer said this on Wrestling Observer Radio. I think that if they are working on an ROH television deal, then it probably is beneficial for them to be champion to try and close that deal. Back in July, AEW President Tony Khan had said this about greater integration between AEW and ROH during the Death Before Dishonor media scrum. I recognize that AEW is at the very top of pro wrestling. The ROH brand could frankly benefit from even more association. I don't think it's out of the question to say or sacrilegious to say. I think it would only help grow the ROH brand if I were to license it, sub-license, if it were AEW ROH. I don't think that's a crazy thing or sacrilegious or bad. I think it would be good for everybody. People would see more of the connectivity that exists between promotions and what we're going for. It's not crazy at all to think Ring of Honor could be televised in the Warner Brothers Discovery family. Would Ring of Honor frankly have a lot more value as AEW Ring of Honor? Yeah, probably. I think I've come to that realization as far as the presentation. That might mean a more cohesive absorption of the promotion and the fabric of what we're already doing, but not in a way that would affect things. Recalling his stint as a commentator alongside Randy Savage, Jim Ross noted on his Grilling JR podcast, he was a legitimate superstar, but he could also be a prick. I hate to say that about the dead, but he was not a real good guy at times, and he cornered me at the TV studio because of something I allegedly said on an interview on a generic interview. He cornered me at the TV studio, reading me the riot act, and all of a sudden, it's like this big shadow overcame both of us, and it was Gorilla Monsoon. So the confrontation, if you want to use that term, came to an end at that moment. Responding to the idea of competing for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, Baron Corbin said this to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. Absolutely, I think it'd be awesome. It would be a lot of fun. I watch it. Shayna looks like she's having a heck of a time. The Creed brothers went over there and destroyed some people, so it would be amazing. Addressing T.Y. Hilton pushing him out of the stands at a Chicago Bears game, Seth Rollins told Inside the NFL, "Look, come on now. I wore Colts gear on purpose. I set him up. I bring him up to take him down. Look from behind. Watch this. Look at that. It's all momentum. He took my momentum and tossed me over. If we were face to face, bam, hammer would come down. I was upset. I needed to find T.Y., man, like I needed to find him in a personal space like, why are we doing this?" Revealing what is to come for her, former WWE star Becky Lynch wrote this on X. "I know it's been a while, but let's catch up on November 17th at the Vulture Festival, where I'll be chatting about my book, my career, and maybe what's next."
Say his name and he appears. I've been told by management that I have to rate my colleagues' impressions of me. However they interpret that is up to them. So, Joe Hinton.
Ready?
I'm Joe Hendry. Say my name and I'll appear.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Say his name, he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. He's 250 pounds of pure motivation. He's Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Say his name and he'll appear. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Woo! Hey, first class, can you guys do your best Joe Hendry impression for social media?
Pardon me?
Mentioning a recent acquisition made by TKO Group Holdings, Ringside News noted that last year we saw the integration of WWE and UFC into the TKO umbrella, marking a significant shift in the landscape of sports entertainment. With that said, it appears TKO has now reached a new lucrative deal recently. TKO has announced a plan to buy back up to $2 billion in shares and start paying a quarterly cash dividend of $75 million. This shows TKO's strong financial health and its focus on increasing value for shareholders. At the same time, TKO has agreed to buy Professional Bull Riders (PBR) on location and IMG from Endeavor Group Holdings in a deal worth $3.25 billion. This move will expand TKO's presence in top-level sports, adding to its UFC and WWE businesses and helping grow partner leagues and events. TKO CEO Ariel Emanuel highlighted the company's focus on balanced financial management. President Mark Shapiro also said the new assets would boost TKO's global presence in premium sports. The deal is expected to close in the first half of 2025, pending approval from regulators. Once done, Endeavor will own about 59% of TKO, with the remaining 41% held by current shareholders. The share buyback plan is flexible and depends on market conditions. It's expected to take place over 3 to 4 years, but the plan could change or end at any time. The first dividend payment is scheduled for March 31st, 2025, but future payments will depend on TKO's financial performance. TKO's board, following advice from a group of independent directors, has approved the buyback and dividend plans. These plans are not tied to the completion of the acquisition. Revealing the reaction of his wife to him kissing Liv Morgan in WWE, Dominik Mysterio told Chris Van Vliet she's cool with it surprisingly. Yeah, she's honestly been super cool. She's my ride or die. We've been together since we were 14, so as long as I let her know, hey, this is what's going to go down, she's like, alright, cool. She honestly never gives me a hard time. I've said it before, but when Rhea Ripley licked me that one time, and even after the kiss with Liv, her first text to me, because I always text her after a match or anything, hey honey, just finished, all good, all safe, just so she knows. Usually she'll always text me back, oh, okay, good, see you soon, love you. But when that stuff happened, it was like, so now that we are out here in Vegas, she's like, dude, I found a tarantula in the garage. I'm like, well, did you kill it? She doesn't worry about stuff like that, and she's been with me for so long. She's my rock. She makes me a better person. So the fact that she's able to still put up with all of this and deal with the craziness of all of what I do, I'm truly a blessed man. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.